This is Richard Reiss, and today he's leading a culinary class as part of the 17-week training program at Cathedral Kitchen in Camden, New Jersey. Richard has been an executive chef and owner at restaurants across the country, but he was originally inspired to cook by his grandmother.
I was 6 years old. My grandmother was an executive chef. She's Greek. And so I learned how to cook from her, not with recipes, by measuring with your hands, a pinch of this, a handful of that. And my dad bought a restaurant when I was 11, and I worked with him until I was 18. Then I moved to Denver, bought 2 restaurants with a friend there, one classical French, one classical Italian. Worked there for 5 years on those, sold them, then moved east, did some part-time work for GE, and then went to Johnson & Wales and got a degree in culinary. And I've been doing it ever since, love doing it.
Richard originally worked to create a similar program at Elijah's Promise in New Brunswick. And he makes sure that every student in his program learns how to create a quality dish.
This is not junk that you get from cans. Most of the food that we get in here is donated. We do food bank and then we buy some other stuff to augment it. But all of it we cook from scratch. We try not to use cans. There are situations where you don't have a choice. But most of the food that's served here is really good food and very healthy and very high end.
The Cathedral Kitchen's culinary training program provides free classes and help with job placement. And the employment rate for graduates here is better than most universities.
Well, the Cathedral Kitchen is an organization that's been around for almost 40 years. Our main goal is feeding people who are hungry, but our overall mission is to provide essential life services that help people to become self-sufficient. So the culinary program is part of that strategy of helping people to pick up some basic skills that make them employable and put them on a career path.
It's very diverse. Let's start with that. You have people who are coming from halfway houses. You've got people coming from drug programs. You've got people who've heard about the program from other people who want to be educated so they can get a job out in the field. Culinary is growing at 70% a year no matter what the economy does. People have to eat. And there's always jobs, and people are always moving around, so there's always jobs available.
We've done 10 classes. We're in our 11th right now. We've graduated 164 students so far, and 75% of our graduates have found a job within the first 3 months after they graduate.
Each student has their own inspiration to pursue the culinary arts.
I was in the construction field for a lot of years, most of my life, and I just wasn't satisfied with that type of work. As far as physically, I heard about this program through a counseling session I was at, and I thought it was just going to be a, where you serve people. I wasn't too sure about how much training was going to be involved, but when I got here, I was completely amazed of how detailed this program is and how much you actually learn.
Ever since I was born, I've been playing with pots and pans, drumming with them, all types of stuff. So, when I got older, I just knew that I loved to cook. I started to cook at the age of, when I say around like 11 years old, eggs and bacon, the first little, things I started cooking. Then from there, it just progressive to, roast beef, chicken, poached, fish, salmon, so I like a lot of good plates, dishes.
The class still has a few weeks to go, but they are all confident in the future, thanks to the Cathedral Kitchen.
It gives me confidence way beyond what I've had before. The instructors, the chefs, everybody here is really supportive. They want to see you succeed, and they give you that extra support to succeed. And like I said, the instructors and chefs, they're there constantly nudging you on and helping you. And there's a lot of personal attention here. They really go to each individual and make sure they're doing good, and they're really there to help you a lot.
If they don't get out and get a job, I failed. And when I see that happen and see them graduate and so excited and get jobs and, can help their families and do things, I mean, for me, that's all I need. That to me is the end result that makes life worthwhile. So I find it not only enjoyable, but I feel like I really get something back because of that. So And it makes me young. I mean, the more I teach and the more I work with these people, the younger I feel. I mean, my energy just continues to grow. So that's a good thing. And I'm almost 70, so, you know, at this age, you kind of figure, yeah, time to retire, I retired up at Elijah's Promise, which was very similar after 10 years. And I wanted to kind of start a new program and kind of get them off the ground. And I've gotten that excitement back again and that energy. So.